First letter of Peter. Well, I got very bored reading it, but let's face it again. Uh, yes, the free will, it again denies. He says at least in 3 times that uh, Peter thinks he lives in the last days, last times. Uh, so, uh, interestingly, for me at least, chapter 1.8 suggests that seems to suggest that Jesus never existed. Uh, yeah, to kill Jesus, and of course that means that to every the humanity fall into the state that Jesus sacrificed, because Jesus is in the epistles many times referred as a sacrifice, a scapegoat. Uh, so God, Yahweh's plan was all along to sacrifice Jesus. So that means uh, Elohim is to be blamed for any sin that happened, or happens, or will happen. Who is he? Lenin? Well, let's move on. Yes, those who reject Jesus as Messiah, anointed one, not Savior, anointed one. That word means are from the beginning made to be that, and you have no choice in the matter. There is no free will. Obey to all human orders, well, including Hitler's genocide towards the Jews, the Guantanamo prisoners, and anything, and everything that ever happened. Was this verse seems to suggest that. Dear God, well, why fear? It's always bothered me. Again, slavery, masochism. Jesus always threatened people. I don't know why this letter claims he never did that. Men should obey their husbands. So husbands has to don't have to keep anything what any commandment, because they are saved by the wife anyway, who should shut up and stop wearing pearls and makeups and anything nitty bitty. They are lesser vessels, the women, secondary citizens, first is come. According to the letter, I disagree with that. But, you know, it's the Bible. The would be inerrant word of God, but we saw already that even this letter and anything before that in the Bible is, well, not falls into that category. Nothing bad happens to any Christian. Well, Job's book of Job seems to suggest something else. Oh, but if you suffer, it or immediately says that God did it. The worst reason, false reason ever. God did it. Be martyrs. there is that thing that Jesus preached to the souls in prison, those who died before the flood of Noah. On Noah's Ark there were 8 people. I don't know if that refers only to males. It says that the baptism with water is the representation of this flood, and I think in this letter was said that uh, the there the there was a previous earth what was washed away by the flood of Noah, but this is the same earth. So after the judgment days burning up and everything, the same earth has to be here too, if you can comprehend that, follow that reasoning. Oh, and there is that thing that Jesus preached to the dead too. But according to the Psalms, I think it was told that the dead don't care in anything, not even God. So that seems to be a useless effort. But anyway, that seems to suggest that there is at least some kind of consciousness after death. I mention this because Jehovah Witnesses says there isn't, and they seem to be a large enough sect. They many times conflict with the scriptures, the real scriptures, not their own. I think I heard they rewrote a lot of parts from the Bible. Again, the judgment day is coming, it is here, will happen in our lifetime, in Peter's lifetime. Again, Jesus is the high priest of all Christians. There is again the devil, whatever. Yep, and that's all.